Hi everybody. Well, we had a problem with the internet, so sorry about that. But here we are again in the classroom. It's Monday and it's 11's Speak. So 11 o'clock and we're ready to chat. So you can see on the board there that today we're going to really just greet. So we're practicing using the live video, getting into the classroom. So if you got into the classroom, well done. And then we are looking at talking together. And for those of you who would like to learn some English whilst you're here, we're looking at recount. So that's important to anybody, whether you are English or from other countries. So I'm going to go through the recount text. And if you have any questions, please remember that here you will, on the side of the video, you will have a box where you can write in any questions. So let's begin with greeting. Hi, I'm Jane and I'm your teacher for today. And today we're going to look at the different ways that we talk about the past, and we call it to recount the past. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Friday. So do you know, I'm 60 years old now, so I very often forget what day did that happen. Now, although recount text, you can see, is chronological, it's in time order when we retell. Sometimes when you're older and you can't remember the day or the exact time when something happened, you use the phrase the other day. So when I say the other day, it's because I really don't know which day it happened. It could have been Thursday. It could have been Friday. I'm not sure. So the other day I went shopping. Now, I was really lucky because I went shopping in the markets, and Rotherham Market has some really good market stalls, and the people who stock those stalls are really very helpful. And I was able to get all the vegetables and fruit that I needed. So I didn't need to worry about stockpiling. But it is important that when you have your experience of shopping, you think about where do you shop, and in times when we have lots of difficulty now, I think maybe it would be helpful to support those local suppliers, because we don't know how long those suppliers are going to be open. So that's my recount when I'm talking about myself. And I'm going to look at how does it work if I want to write a recount. So I'm going to use the recount book, and we have here information about the recount text. So it retells events in time order and it's chronological, and I've already mentioned those things. So when you think about writing for recount, you need to decide, how do I order that information? So I very often use spidergram. So if you're creating a spidergram, a map of how you want to put your ideas together, you can use those when you begin to write to start off with. So we always begin with an introduction. And in our introduction, we're going to be asking the 5 W's. So we're going to be asking when, why, what, where. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one more there. Which one have I missed out? Ah, yes, a really important one, really. Who? Who? So in the introduction, we're going to be looking at the 5 W question words. So when, where, who, what, why. And why is really important when you're writing a recount text, because you're thinking about why is it significant? Why does it matter? And when you're looking at what, you can also look at that towards for your conclusion. What happened at the end? Because the ending is just as important as the beginning when you're looking at the structure of English writing. So what do we have to remember for recount text? Well, when I recounted just then about the other day I went, I used the past tense. So the first thing to remember is that your verb must be in the past tense. And I didn't name anybody, but you might want in your chronological text to name people, places, and things. And if you're writing English for your work at school or at college, then you need to know that the recount text would be written in the first or the third person. And we use time connectives. What are time connectives? Well, I have a whole list here, and the time connectives are next, then, meanwhile, several weeks later, soon afterwards, within hours, after a while, and finally. So if you're recounting, you're talking about something that happened in the past, you're using the past tense. Your time connectives, the way in which you add all that information together, are very important. So make sure you use at least 2 or 3 from that list that I've just read to you. So it is audience that's important. So who are you writing this for? Well, this video is for anybody who joined me at 11 o'clock to just chat or learn something about talking about the past. And what's your purpose? That means, why are you doing it? Well, I'm doing this video to inform and to share information. And some people use the word entertain. I'm not sure I'm very entertaining, but if I was writing a recount, I would be thinking about informing my audience and entertaining them at the same time. So that helps you think about what you're actually going to write. So to make it lively, you need to vary your sentence length. So make sure that you watch the video on varying your sentences and try to link your last part, your conclusion, back to the beginning, and you have that lovely circular structure. Well, I don't have any questions from you, so today was just really me talking. But remember, I'm going to leave you with 3 things that you have to think about. And the first one is practice or rehearse. And the second one is try to write down the things that you want to say. And lastly, reread and work with somebody else to do that. So that's the end of our first classroom today, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday next week at 11 o'clock, when I hope we'll be able to chat together and recount things that we've done in the week. Stay safe and well. Bye now.